Subscribe. Well done.
So, what have you been doing today? How have you enjoyed your
Yeah,
lockdown?
my lockdown. Can I finish? So, yeah, you need something. Okay, I finished. Yeah. So lockdown. I mean, like it has not been easy staying in the room. It hasn't been easy staying in the room and every day we're trying to learn a new skill, try to develop a new skill and also learn something new, trying to improve on what I know. I'm doing a little bit research on the Africa to the World project, how I should be able to upgrade the whole um, videos. I mean, getting different topics to add when Corona is over. Yeah,
Mm.
so basically just sleeping, doing research, and that's it.
This is also something we talked about earlier today. Can you give me some like hint, just a little bit preview of what's your next step?
My next step, like I said, I'm focusing on Africa to the world because I don't want to do these videos that is racism kind of videos, discrimination, because I'm tired. Like, like if you watch my videos way back in China, these were the kind of videos that I used to do, but I decided to stop and concentrate on Africa to the world, promoting Africa in a positive light because I feel like that is the most important thing. That is what the world needs to see. Africa in a positive light. So these videos, I mean, we are not doing anything right now. It's a quarantine period. So if something like this comes up, I cannot just stay down. I cannot just stay to see Africans being discriminated and I'm going to say I'm going to keep quiet. But I just wish that Africans can stand up. I mean, can wake up and defend what belongs to them. That is my message. I mean, Kwame Nkrumah said a black man is capable of managing his own affairs. So why not start now? You want to start in future? No, it's time. Yeah.
So you talk about when you were in China, you were doing lots of this racist related videos, and then
Yeah.
you change your
Yeah.
mind. What happened? What changed your mind? What made you make those videos focus on racism in China?
If you watch my videos in China, you realize that Wode Maya is a positive guy. I used to do positive videos in China, but also when an African man is being discriminated, I have to use my platform to create awareness that we are the same people. But it keeps on happening every time. And even if you talk about it, like, yeah, everyone is mad. It's going to take a week. Whilst we finish talking about it, in a week, it's over. Nothing is done. And the same situation happens again. Is
Exactly.
it like we live? I lived in China and talking about the Chinese New Year where they painted a Chinese woman's face like representing black women. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And a lot of people were talking about the whole issue and nothing was done. So I didn't want to be that guy who always come pick up my camera. I mean, just talk about how people see me, talk about how people discriminate against me and all that. Whilst I can do something better to change the narratives of Africa. So I'm just doing my part. Instead of always concentrating on racism, I would rather invest my energy on promoting Africa that you all don't see on TV to make sure that even black people themselves will know that, yo, Africa is beautiful. I gotta go and invest in Africa. I gotta travel in Africa instead of traveling in Paris, Bali, and the rest. You can go to Zanzibar to have fun. So if you have never been there, I go there with my crew, shoot, and then let the world see how beautiful. I mean, African countries are rather than spending my whole time on talking about racism and all that. Yeah. That's why I stopped those videos. That's why I stopped making those videos in China. Yeah.
Earlier when we talked on the phone, you said something
Yeah.
really like, it make me woke up in a way, because
Yeah.
I have to be honest. Before, when we talk about racism,
Yeah.
I tell you, I also experienced racism, right? And you tell
Uh-huh.
me you
Okay.
experienced racism. And I thought,
Yeah.
okay, so we both suffered from racism. But my
Exactly.
view is that, even though racism exists, but there's nothing we can
Yeah.
do to completely eliminate this, right? Because
Exactly.
throughout human
Exactly.
history is there all the way. and then no single person has ended racism. So, but I
Yeah.
think my approach is that what we can do is we focus on the positivity. So we can work on the things we all agree with. In this way, when we unite, racism will go away. That's my approach. So that's my thinking. So when you doing videos talking about issues that people angry with, I think you are creating division. When I talked to you today, I
Okay.
realized I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You changed my mind
Okay.
because you
Okay.
told me your own story. You said when you were in
Yeah.
China, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter what you say, good or bad, people will hate you regardlessly. So people
Exactly.
judge you before they know you just based on the skin color. And
The
what
skin
I
color.
realize is that I talk about my experience of experiencing racism, but it
Yeah.
is nothing compared to an African. When an African go abroad, the racism is on another level. So because
The,
what I experienced as racism, it, it hit me hard. It make me very, very hurt. But just that a little bit amount is crushing me. I can imagine go abroad outside of Africa as an African, when all these people surrounded you, judge you by your skin color, it is
mm,
impossible to not to get angry, to not to
yeah.
generate this resentment.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to tell young Africans is that enough is enough. Molly,
Mm,
enough is enough. How
mm,
long are we gonna sit down for us to be discriminated? How long are we gonna sit down and cry?
mm,
I mean, being an African, not just China, but being an African in the West, definitely people look down upon you because you're coming from Africa. People will insult you not just because you've done something wrong, but because you are coming from Africa. So why don't we, I mean, unite as one,
mm,
tell these people that enough is enough. We can do everything by ourselves.
mm,
I mean, let's give this example. Like so many people living abroad who are saying that, oh, they keep on discriminating us. Why don't you come back home and then develop Africa? You know, let's unite and develop our own continent, because I mean, if we also start to be discriminated in somebody's country, why? Because they're looking down upon us, even though they stole everything from us to develop their countries, right? And they told us that, oh, those places are heaven, knowing that every single thing that they use to develop their countries are from African countries. You understand? So, which means that an African must know that he or she is valuable. So, he should come back home, help develop the continent, not just sit somewhere and then start talking that, oh, they hate me. No, you have a beautiful continent that you can definitely come, join hands together. Even if you think that the leaders, our problem in Africa are the leaders. Even if you think that the leaders are not going to help you achieve what you want to achieve, you can start from somewhere. Little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So that's what I'm telling Africans, man. Enough is enough. The videos that I'm doing, it's not like I don't, if I hate anyone, I would never talk to you again, Molly. I,
mm,
my Chinese friend came all the way from China, came to stay in my house. I was not even there. Like, he was staying with my mom just because he missed me and he realized that, oh, where is Maya? It's been a year. He has not been in China. And people were even thinking that I was deported from China. No, I decided that enough is enough. I have a beautiful continent. I'm going to start something to change something. You see,
mm,
so this is the step that I wish most Africans can take. Like, yo, I got a beautiful continent. Why not come home and come build that beautiful continent? Why not come home and come invest in that continent? Let me tell you something. There are Africans that were born in the UK, the Africans that were born in the UK, born in the US, and all that. But yo, they reject Africa sometimes. Don't call me an African. I'm from London. Don't call me African. I'm from America. Because they don't know how Africa is precious. They don't value, because like being an African, sometimes people insult you because you're an African. So that's what I've been saying all this while. I'm not spreading hate, but I'm trying to tell Africans that wake up, it's time. Enough is enough. Like, yo, you are in Africa. You're not even in China. You're in Africa. You're enjoying Africa. So why
Absolutely.
can't if
Yeah.
you see Molly? So
Yeah.
me when I go to China to go and enjoy China, and then people start insulting me because I'm black or I'm African. It doesn't make sense. You see? So I'm just saying that enough is enough. Let's come together, build our continent. And if this will be possible, we just have to change what? Our education system. Because the education system that we have here doesn't really help us. They don't show us the way. We just go to class, learn mathematics. They tell us 1 + 1 is equals to 2. We write, we graduate, we come back home, and we don't have jobs. So if we will do this together, we start from somewhere. And my problem is like I don't want the young Africans right now to grow up and become like the people we have in power right now. Because for them they don't care. I mean they don't care. Check, there's no young African in power right now. All of them are old. So I am here to inspire young Africans, even if Wode Maya cannot be that African Union president or Wode Maya cannot be a Ghanaian president.
You
I
never
know I will
know.
inspire.
You never know
No,
who's the
no,
next
no,
one.
no. But Wode Maya can inspire someone to become the president.
Exactly.
That's that is me. So
Yeah.
I mean, those of you saying that I'm spreading hate and all that, forget about. No, I don't have time. Like I don't have time. I don't have. I just want Africans to listen to my message. Let's do away with colonial mentality that I'm from Ghana, I'm from South Africa, I'm from Nigeria, and think Africa first. All my videos that I've been doing in this Corona period, it's all about Africans coming together and fight for what belongs to them. That's it. I don't hate China. I've lived in China for 6 years. I told you that when I went to China, Chinese people were washing my clothes. I mean, they said I'm Ghana baby. They were washing my clothes. Even when my father died, I remember coming to my father's funeral. My ticket was paid by Chinese. I don't hate anybody. I'm just telling people that enough is enough. Molly, you've been my friend for 2 years now.
No, more than
More
two
than two
years.
years. Thank you. More than 2 years. If I hate you, when I came to South Africa, I would definitely not see you again. But when I came to South Africa,
No.
I
Yeah.
hung out. You
I
know
know,
me. I
like
don't have hate.
that's the thing,
Yeah,
I know you in person. I talk to you in person. I feel our energy together. We agree on
exactly.
the same thing. We agree on humanity. We agree on one love, one world, one race,
Exactly.
right? But like
Exactly.
when sometimes when I watch your videos, first of all, what happened? All your video talk about these things happen in China. They are true. You're telling the truth.
Exactly.
My reaction was that if we focus on these problems, you see, like this is not your attention to divide people, but when people look at these
Yeah.
videos, they get angry. That's their first emotional reaction,
Yeah.
right? So this
Exactly.
anger eventually developed into division, and that's not what we want because we want to work together eventually. We want to be one. We want to support each other. We want to go forward, right?
If they want us to move forward, work together, everything should be transparent. That's the word.
Exactly.
But
Yes.
the relationship between Africa and China is not transparent. I
It's
mean,
not. Yes. I
it,
agree
it's
with you.
not.
Not
It's
from
not. And that's
Chinese side, also not from African side. Nobody knows what
African
is
side.
going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is my point. So when I keep on talking about these things, I've been talking about this for so long. For
Mm.
so long. I met a Kenyan, a Chinese living in Kenya. I interviewed him. He told me, What Maya, you know what? Africa got everything. If China should get hold of Africa right now,
Mm.
they can change the face of Africa in 2 years. But the
Mm.
reason why the people in power in Africa are
Mm.
not able to change the face of Africa right now,
Mm.
it's because every little thing he has to use money to solve it.
Mm.
some situations you can talk. Oh, Molly, I want to do this project and all that. Okay, everything's okay. But in Africa, he says that it's not like that. Everything he has to pay, and that is bringing people who don't qualify in power in Africa.
Yeah.
So this is this
exactly.
Uh-huh.
I think the biggest problem Africa is facing now, not that I know everything, it's just my impression for the time that I'm here.
Okay.
I think is the corruption of the government, which pulling Africa down. It's like Africa is going forward, but these people with the corruption, they are pulling Africa backwards.
That's it.
It's the resistance of development.
That is it. And that is why like there is no mutual respect between the two. Because there's a saying that a beggar has no choice. I'm gonna say this over and over again. You see, like whatever is happening, let's take a look at whatever is happening. It's been going on for a week now, and no African leader came out to say that, oh, what is happening is inhumane. And even the minister that came out to say something, the Nigerian foreign minister, today he came to apologize.
Apologize for what?
Oh my goodness!
But isn't it like I saw the video of the Nigerian spokesperson.
Yeah.
He was talking to a Chinese ambassador and demanding for reaction. I thought that was really brave.
That was a really brave reaction from him.
Yeah.
And then his counterpart in Nigeria met the what do you call it, the ambassador to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Oh, we're so sorry. It was miscommunication. It was miscommunication, and whatever that was happened was the fault of the Nigerians living in Guangzhou for biting the nest." And, like they told us that the reason why they were evicting Africans from their houses are because there was a Chinese nest that a Nigerian bit the eye.
Yeah.
It's in one of the videos. So that was the reason why the Chinese people were treating Africans like that. But do you think that even that was the issue? You have the right to treat people like this?
No.
Yeah. You have to speak against it and then find a way to solve the issue.
Yeah.
2, the Kenyan foreign minister today came out to say that China evicted Africans in their hotels because they wanted to observe social distancing.
It's ridiculous. Okay, please, may I have just 30 seconds to tell you how I feel? Because I think like I need to speak clearly now, make a statement of what I feel of this situation now. First of all, I think the response from China on the official level is rubbish. It's like there's no real substance and there's no empathy. Like you said, you need to hear from a real Chinese person tell you how they personally think of it. Because what the government official says, Chinese government has a life on its own. Everybody knows. What on that level speaks does not speak for us from heart. They do not speak for us. So I just want you to know, as a Chinese person, individual, how I think of the situation. Is 3 things they should say. First, apologize. I'm sorry. I let this happen, even though they say, okay, I didn't ask this to happen, but it's under their supervision. This happened. It's their fault. Apologize first. Apologize to the people who suffered. Second, immediately give solution. There's only like a couple of hundred people right now is like sleeping on the street of Guangzhou. Only a couple of hundred. Like the Chinese government can build hospitals in a week. They can't take care of this group of a couple of hundred people. It's impossible. It's a piece of cake. Just do it. 3, tell us what can you do to prevent this from happening ever again? Very easy. 3 things. Just say this in like 3 sentences. It's over. What they have been doing is avoid acknowledging issue, blame on others. It's nonsense. I'm not agree with that.
You're
It's
blaming
completely,
America for what is happening.
even, let's just say, even if America has something to do with it, but it has nothing to do with this particular case. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do what you should do to these people to compensate them, give them housing, give them basic living, like life needs.
Yeah.
They need to survive.
Exactly.
It's about humanity. It's
Exactly.
not about politics.
Exactly. That's all.
That's
That's
all.
all, Molly.
It's easy, but
That's
it's
all.
the three things they are not doing. That's the
That's
problem.
all. Molly. That's all. That's all I wanna. That's all I wanna hear. No one is against anybody, but it doesn't cost anything
Exactly.
to come out to say I'm sorry for treating your people like this. But still, they're saying oh blame America, blame this. But yeah, that's the nature. So let's leave it like that. And since our people are also accepting that, I mean, someone like me, I have no option. So I will just use my platform to let the world know what is happening. That's it.
Yeah. You see, like when we talk about these things, I always get angry. Like I told you
I
before, why
know.
I'm not making video response, because I told you I'll get angry. It is quite emotional to say, such topics, because it is also very, very frustrating for me. Like every 2 weeks, you see these videos of Chinese doing the stupid shit.
All the
Like
time.
I feel like I'm too powerless to change anything. I do my best to change, to make people unite, to make people understand each other. But every 2 weeks, there's withstand coming in on the way.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
like I sometimes I feel really powerless in this situation, living in this world.
I mean, I feel like everything is gonna be all right. With time, things will change, and I just hope that Africans will value what they have, and let's make sure that this whole relationship is gonna be transparent and it's gonna be a mutual respect. That's what we are all looking for. I don't hate anybody. If you're watching this video and you think that because some people were even saying that China deported me and I'm so mad at China. It's so funny.
Who said
Come
that? Is a
on.
Chinese person or is a?
No, 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 no. Africans. I
Why
saw
do they say
Africans saying
that?
that. Oh,
Why do they say
no, in
that?
my comment section. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
They thought like me coming all the way from China to Africa. It means that I've been deported. That kind of thing. Come on, like you people, just wise up. I was just trying to do something new, to change something, and I'm glad that everything is working. Yeah, China is there. Anytime I'm available, I can just visit. I got Chinese mom.
Mm,
I got Chinese mom who I
mm,
still talk to. I don't hate anyone. But
mm,
if you are treating my people in a wrong way, I would
mm,
never sit down and look at it. I would definitely come here and
mm,
talk about it. So, boy,
mm.
Mr. Ghana, baby. And I hope I hope you guys enjoy this amazing episode. See you in the next one. Yeah, because I have 9%. My battery is 9%. Because
Oh,
I
okay.
want you to come. Yeah, I want you to come on my channel today. So I need to finish editing, and then
Okay.
in 3 hours, I think in 2 hours the video is gonna be online, and then
Okay.
I mean by 10 o'clock in Ghana, I'll talk to you. 10 o'clock in
Yeah,
Ghana.
just one
I mean,
last question for you, okay?
okay,
Um,
perfect.
your message to Chinese people.
老铁们，老铁们，我想让你们知道，非洲非洲人、中国人、白人，我们都是人类。No, don't look at my skin color and then judge me. You see, we are all one people. Let's all come together to work in a way that is going to benefit both of us. Don't try to take advantage of one person. I mean, because of him coming from this background. My message to you all, I mean, be truthful.
Be truthful.
Be truthful. That's the most important thing. Be truthful, be transparent, and be respectful.
Mm.
That's really. I mean, for now, that's all I'm going to say.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you
Thank
later.
you.
Thank you.
I'll
Bye.
see you later. All right.
Bye.
Bye.